Hello, Greens. This is Interstellar Radio. Today's date is December 15th, 2019. We have Retro on the line. Greetings.
Greetings.
All
Hello.
right. Thanks. Thanks again for. It's been a while.
It has, yet.
Well, it gives us time to refresh and
Yeah. Yeah.
rebuild. So, all right. In your, anything you want to tell anybody anything or
Um,
before we get going?
I think we let it go. I had nothing really to note
Okay.
recently, so.
Cool. All right. Well, it's in your hands.
All
We'll
right.
get started with our
Okay.
first topic.
So the first topic is David Wilcock's the Secret Space Program.
Mhm.
Um, looking at, I had the images pulled up real quick to look at his.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Pretty big out there. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Um, from what I see, a lot of it is. I do see a lot of past life energy. A lot of It's not in this universe to say, but he does have a lot of influence on the Anunnaki past lives in Egypt. From what I'm seeing, he wasn't kind of in the foreground there. He was very much in the background, but he still had memories of it. But from what I'm seeing, he's got a lot of past lives he's drawing on that. A lot of past life energies connected to the Anunnaki and to the aliens, and I believe that in that past life he was on an alien ship. He was kind of not really. He was kind of higher up, but not a leader per se. A particular tribe or group of humans. But what I'm seeing is it's kind of he has this sort of ego complex. It feels like that drives him to put himself out there as the important person for the exposure and aliens and stuff. It's a lot of sort of self-aggrandizing. It's kind of self-serving in a way. So he kind of wants to present himself as sort of the middleman in a sense, or a middleman between the other worlds and humanity. So he puts himself out there, getting his information out. More I see, he's not the most confident or self-confident, so he's kind of building himself out at the moment. I don't get a lot of self-assuredness from him. I don't think he's the worst. I don't think he's totally malevolent, but I just think it's kind of a little bit shady. So some things are made up to make it sound better than it really is.
Like the drama to make it dramatic, yeah.
Yeah, to make it sound a bit more interesting than it might actually be. And I kind of feel like that's sort of because he sees himself as, particularly in past life, as a higher up, that kind of the bureaucrat figure back then, or maybe like a second-hand man kind of. But particularly, he wants to kind of put himself forward as one of the advanced humans or something. One of the humans that are in control or in the know into the future. So it's kind of cult-like, but not really that extent, not that extreme. It's just more like it's kind of like a politician energy in a sense. There's a lot of energy and stories and stuff behind it, but really they're not that into you.
Well, he plays such a big role in our secret space program or spiritual awakening. I guess he wasn't that big of a deal as an alien being, but now, Earth must be a big deal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For him to be here
For
Earth
some, at
played
least.
a big role in his alien lifetimes or something like that, right? So,
Yeah. But I didn't see that he had a past life on Earth as a human when the Anunnaki were here,
hmm
um, back in Egypt.
yeah.
And it had a somewhat important role. He was not a slave, and he made him a slave, but he was not in the mines or anything.
Mm.
He's kind of more of the, like a, what's, he was sort of the bureaucrat dignity or record keeper of some sort. He has been on a ship back then, I believe. Unconscious of it back then. So I feel like what I'm getting is that he's kind of taking that role on Earth. Just hey, this is the alien. What's going on here? But from what I'm seeing, it's not made it interesting as it would seem if they want to put it out there. So it's kind of being pushed out of more than it is. Because they want to it's sort of self-serving to make it more interesting. But also,
Yeah, go ahead.
in a sense, I kind of believe it's that way in a sense to make it more interesting than it seems, because the more it's kind of a double-edged sword, because the more interesting that this whole situation with aliens seems, the more attention it'll get, the more energy it comes to manifesting that, right? So the more people are ready for aliens, the more interested they are in this alien theater, the more energy will go to manifesting it. But at the same time, once the truth of it comes out, it may kind of set us back in a sense.
Yeah. Underwhelming because it's not as exciting as
Yeah.
as it claimed to be.
Yeah, so that'll get maybe some of the skeptics that there's a clout, it's very underwhelming.
Yeah, but what about is this helping him rank wise, like with the aliens? Is he moving up in rank or something, or because of this, or you know what I mean?
Kind of, yeah. He's getting more.
In some ways.
It feels like he's going to have more responsibility in future and future lives.
He's kind of like a diplomat here in some ways.
In some ways, yeah. But what I'm seeing is he's not going to get very far, at least as a human. But he is proving himself to get some use. It depends on who he's working for, like. But what I'm doing is it's got a limited growth potential. From what it feels like.
Is this I mean, I know you already answered this, but is it actually helping the awakening? I mean, it is, but
yes and no. Like as I said, what it feels like it's going to help.
But
it's trying to help, but it's also
a
double-edged sword, because there is a lot of dedication to it.
There are wrong stuff there, yeah.
There's a lot of dedication to it, just going to set us backwards in some extent. But even if it's dedication, it lies. At least it's putting the energy out there. It's putting some energy towards the exposure.
So it's kind of speeding things up a little bit. But once we get there, we'll say, what the hell? I mean, what happened to all these great alien stories and find out that none of that was true? Something like that.
Right. So it's going to be good. It's a double-edged sword. So it's going to, in the short term, be helpful. To the long term, or even in the long term, it'll be helpful to some extent. But once you get past the initial, what the hell stage, at least it's putting things out there, putting some awareness out there, and even if there's lies, there's going to be some truth to it. The lies will lead the way to the truth, and even the stronger lie will eventually release the truth, because the lie can't be fulfilled, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's not yeah, it's dishonest in the sense that it's not it's going to look really bad at some point, but it's not. It's better than having nothing.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, like all these alien stories about the Galactic Alliance and all that, and some of what's his face that's talking about. I can't even think of his name right now. The Secret Space Program guy, whatever his name is.
Right.
Take how much I pay attention.
Yeah,
You know.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of not the best about paying attention to a lot of secret society type
I kind
things.
of stay out of all of it. I'm just kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. People know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try not to think about it too much. Is there anything else you want to go into that, or you want to go to the next one?
Let me just see if I can peer into anything. I also see him kind of as yeah. Again, I'm looking at the picture of him. He looks like a new presenter of a sort.
I can see that. Kind of does that already.
He is in a sense, yeah. But what I'm getting is kind of this is sort of his chance. It seems like to put himself out there to become more important in the eyes of people.
Yeah.
It's not so much about the eyes of the alien beings, but the eyes of humans.
Yeah.
You know. So he's kind of he wants to be a celebrity, of course.
Of course.
He wants to be, the guy who sort of the what's not the what's the who am I looking thinking of?
The guy that brought in the aliens, or whatever you want to call it, or
Right.
Whatever.
Almost like I could see him like on Fox News about the aliens like segment or something in the future or something. Or it's not Fox, or maybe something like I don't know,
Alien TV or something.
Like what is Glenn Beck on nowadays? Or
Glenn Beck,
radio show. What's that?
Yeah, he's on. Yeah.
Like not the like middle conservative Fox News type that they roll out there, Fox News type. I don't know. That's what I see him as, like, having his own radio show. With selling pills and.
Well, you gotta do something to make it in the world.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, how about the next subject? Let's do something else. I think we beat that one to death.
Okay, so the next subject going into space is Star Wars, of course.
Yeah, it's coming out this weekend, next weekend, or George Lucas, whatever you get from the two of them, or Ryan Wars, and had a timing for it's a soft awakening, stuff like that.
Right. Well, I see George Lucas. I see him actually having a lot of different non-human, particularly alien incarnations.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them that we don't really know about yet, to say. So he's kind of soft disclosure, bringing some alien into, like, particularly non-human, very distinctly different alien influences into our awareness, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of feels like he has some Arcturian influence, of course, but mostly it comes from his past. He's connected to things that we are not aware of at this moment, alien races that we do not know of.
So creatively, he's kind of bringing that through other people that are creative, like that
but
draw
Eden himself, he had a lot of influence, at least natural, because he'd had so many past lives of these different beings. So,
by Jabba the
Eden, yeah, Jabba especially, even like Jar Jar,
Oh yeah, he
Like,
sees himself as Jar Jar.
yeah. I
uh,
see him kind of like a darker Jabba kind of figure, maybe a bit bulkier, like almost not reptilian, but like Insidious kind of thing, like a
mhm,
large, dark Insidian sort
mm,
of thing, sort of
mhm.
an Orpheus blob kind of creature.
Like a big frog. Yeah.
Not even the frog, but more like just a Insidious blob of some sort. It's hard to
Okay.
really get a grasp on it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um.
Gotcha.
So yeah, an idea for getting like
It's funny.
yeah. I see in a lot of the Insidious worlds as well. You know.
So yeah. So like Darth Vader, that plays a big role. That was in the beginning of one of the first characters he ever created. So whoever that is, it terrified the hell out of him, or something like that.
Well, it's not like he even had a Dark Vader lifetime. I still had
That
energy with him, but it's kind of something he's healing from.
he was a Darth Vader. Yeah, that's what a lot of people actually.
I feel like that. Yeah, I do feel definitely that comes to the forefront now that you mentioned that because one getting it, he's had a lot of into this lifetimes, of course. That's just kind of primary characteristic, but at the same time, I do feel like a darker aspect behind him.
Interesting.
Um, it is kind of the. It actually makes sense, like the Dark Vader story with him. Like he used to be in the past life, sort of a normal, well likable kind of guy who turned into someone who's like injured, emotionally injured, and kind of a darker,
Darth Vader.
yeah, sort of a darker character.
But
And
that's
I feel like he's kind of healing from that in
yeah.
a sense. He's mostly healed from that, but at the same time, like it's kind of
It's
helping him heal is to have that story come out in a
pretty
sense.
deep. Yeah, deep wound for sure.
Yeah,
Well, when
and
the prequels came out, people saw him as Darth Vader.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I see that definitely.
yeah, people saw it because they couldn't stand the prequels what he did to him.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just telling a whole another side of the story that people don't want to. Guess I want to hear. I don't know.
But I feel like it's not a human Darth Vader to say. It's more the Darth Vader is just a human personified version of himself. But I feel
Hmm.
like he's been mostly like Insidious, maybe reptilian, but more Insidious,
Hmm.
past lives or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I feel like there's a lot of Insidious races out there that we are not really aware of, so to speak. Not like the reptilian, the draconian, Draco or Thladen. So we know that there's a lot of variations of the Insidious races out there.
How would you? I mean, how would you describe it? Was it amphibious? How would you describe something like that? Like not amphibian, right? Amphibious, you're saying?
Oh,
Am-
and to the end too. So yeah, like basically they kind of have a somewhat a lot of Insidious beings that I'm seeing has somewhat loose shape to them. It's hard
Mhm.
to describe. But they kind of live in damp environments, I would say.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, some of the negative ones are, very stagnant, damp environments.
Like rainy,
Um,
yeah, rainy environments. Yeah,
mhm.
kind of like where Yoda,
Yeah,
somewhere where Yoda was living. Swamp,
yeah.
swamp world.
Or even like Jar Jar, he's like a duck character or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. With the whole Dark Vader and Jar Jar thing, there is a video I watched not too long ago. I'll see if I can find a link to it, where they say that Jar Jar is actually the secret villain of the whole series.
I could see that actually. Yeah, that whole rumor about all that, I can see him turn into like dark, Jar Jar, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, as a dark
Yeah,
Lord, I can really see that.
yeah.
So, jeez.
Yeah. Uh,
So basically, Star Wars is bringing in other alien species. Basically,
Hmm.
it's
One that we're not really aware of, collections that we're not really in touch with that often. They're another far side, um, as the description goes, a long time ago in a far galaxy or something. It then the other things like Star Wars, that
yeah,
energy
yeah,
that we're not,
yeah.
kind of
That's in
bring
the
news to the table.
yeah, that's in the marketing. People don't realize that's pretty powerful to have that in the marketing in a galaxy far, far away. That
Yeah,
energy of that is like that's a big deal to have that
exactly.
movie. That's like, damn, that's to have that in a major movie is showing that we are growing up slowly,
Right.
for that even to be meant. I mean, they talked about black and white, well, cartoon, the sci-fi stuff, kind of cheesy stuff. But that was like the more adult, the
Mhm.
grown up version of it. Of course, Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek had some of it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Um.
so anyway, it's cool.
Let's see. What else is
You want to go
there?
to the next one? Yeah,
Um.
Edgar.
You said you want to talk about Edgar Cayce, right?
Yeah, you wanted to, I don't know, whatever you want to. People are interested in that. It's a kind of a mystery character. I don't think we ever talked about him.
No, I don't think so either.
Well, David Wilcock thinks he's Edgar Cayce reincarnated.
No.
Don't tell me.
No. No.
I
No.
didn't think so either. He believes it though. I think he might have been. He might have known him though. I might get.
Maybe. But
You
the
know him.
distinct
You know
impression I get
him
is a hard no. Um.
of him being him, but he might have known him. He knew him somewhere, and it left an
Yeah.
impression on him. That's for sure.
Maybe not Edgar Cayce directly, but a past life where they knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing Himalayas, or Tibet, maybe.
So they knew each other somewhere. Maybe it was Atlantis. They knew each other.
What I'm seeing though is like more like Tibet, the Himalaya mountains.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I see Edgar Cayce like a monk.
yeah, and
Character.
just left a heavy impression on him.
Yeah.
And when he saw him again, he thought he'll bring those teachings to himself. I don't know if he's doing that or not, but
Yeah. I see David Wilcock as like the younger child is kind of being trained as a monk in a sense.
yeah,
Like a older man and a 20-something-year-old or teenager. That kind of connection.
mm-hmm.
But yeah. 1 minute. David Wilcox, I'm sorry, Edgar Cayce. What do I get from him? I get kind of the interesting vibe from him. He was definitely connected to different secret orders, of course. He has that look about him. You can kind of tell too. Uh, I feel like he kind of came from a rough environment.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like even if his family was well off in some sense,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like he was in poverty. Um, it's sort of paradoxical, but it kind of felt like a very old, sort of stagnant, not very nurturing home environment. That's what comes off first, and he kind of grew from that to somehow that prompted him to kind of come to an understanding of what he did. He sort of again, I kind of see him growing up in like a Victorian household sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like the foster child kind of energy there, where he's kind of the quiet, odd, eccentric one. But the whole family is somewhat eccentric as well. But
You get an alien energy or from him or
It's hard to really. I feel like the father, actually, his father is like an Anunnaki. He's what I'm feeling.
Mm,
That's part of it too.
yeah.
The mother, Syrian?
Mm,
I'm hearing Syrian, but I'm not seeing it.
mm.
Uh, so yeah, there is some alien there, but it's hard to kind of get through. There's definitely some Blade in there too, of course.
But what do you think his mission was, or what are they telling you, or anything,
Its mission,
or
uh,
anything, anything?
um, it's really hard to get into, and it's kind of there's a lot of like if there's
What?
not blockages to say, that's more like a maze to get to the mission. That's kind of
What are they saying? Anything or
one
anything?
moment.
Anything?
It feels like he was here to. I know you can have the contract to be a writer, to write the books,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it's fairly open-ended. His contract is fairly open-ended. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's more as a personal mission, but he was meant to be a writer. He was meant to be sort of influence ideas and bring its old teachings up to a new light. But aside from that, there's a lot of blockages.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Any other questions?
I don't know, is anything the spirit world? I mean, people are so curious about them. Is
Yeah.
there anything Edgar wants to tell people? Or if not, we'll just move on. It's not a big deal.
One, he's focusing on healing. He's kind of doing helping with a lot of healing of the world. He's healing himself in a sense
Mm-hmm.
as well. It feels
Well,
like there's a lot of different influences on him in his life, and he's kind of healing those influences. Some of it is good, some of it's mostly good, but there's some negative
mm-hmm.
influences there too. So I feel like he's trying to bring a lot of healing of those
Well,
negative influences, but he's also trying to help heal the world in the sense in astral at this moment.
yeah, because at the end of his last readings were kind of like the end of the world and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
something else came in to, you know. Well, he did say something about Atlantis, that he had a lifetime in Atlantis, and he was the one that really brought Atlantis, one of them, to bring it, modernize it, to bring the information back
Mm-hmm.
about the Sphinx. Like in the one, the paws of the Sphinx, there's a room with Atlantean knowledge.
Right. I kind of that's what I'm feeling though. He did more than I think he was contracted to do. Like he did extra credit in a sense.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see
I
that.
felt like he could even have been like a fiction writer writing some fictional story about Atlantis,
Hmm.
and that would have fulfilled it. Just getting it into the consciousness, but he did more than just that.
Oh,
He's one of the great occult writers.
wow.
He could have been a Disney kind of character if he wanted to, uh, a Walt Disney kind of person, or or George Lucas or J.R.R. Tolkien kind of character if you wanted to. But he's actually more of this. It feels like he's more the occult teacher. Kind of thought that about
Mm-hmm.
him. He's very
Yeah, he didn't want
his
to.
his ambitions are very different. It's not self-serving. It's not self-aggrandizing. I should say. I'm trying to say. It's not to become the celebrity, so to speak. It's more to just get information out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't really care who takes it in and who rejects it. It reaches who it's supposed to reach. So it's kind of like he's used to being a teacher of sorts. Like I saw he was in the kind of like as a monk, as a teacher, in the past life too. So he's more direct about the information he gives. It's not as encoded as Walt Disney or George Lucas might have to be.
Fascinating. Maybe in some other world, other time, somewhere else, I'd probably, or be a spirit guide or something for that.
Possibly, yeah.
He doesn't seem to be the type to want that attention.
You what?
He doesn't seem to be the type to want that attention.
No, which could be why he did write in the occult fashion that he did instead of the fiction writer.
Yeah.
For one, it's just more efficient to give the straight up information to those who listen to it. You know, it's not that. Yeah. Fictionalizing will open the doors. Once the doors open, you gotta have more hefty information out there. You know, you gotta have some sort of occult tone somewhere, not just all fun reading.
So, how about we go to the next?
The next one, yes. Who is it?
Project Camelot.
Yeah, Carrie Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing I pick up first, I see that mostly positive energy from Carrie. But when I'm picking up, particularly as far as Project Camelot goes, hold on a minute. Let me just look up Project Camelot again. I had Carrie's picture up, but not Project Camelot.
Well, yeah, you said you felt a lot of Nordic energies there.
Yeah, I did.
That was kind of neutral, but not. I don't know, neutral.
It's neutral to positive.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of neutral to positive energies out there, of course. There is some feline energy out there, of course, too, but that's more Project Camelot. You see and I'll show you the image I'm seeing. Copy. Let me see. That's one of the icons, or Project Camelot is the large cat. You see the eye and part of the nose.
Yep. Mm-hmm. This says like she's a feline, you can say.
There is some feline energy that I feel like that's more her presenting side. Her there's sort of two sides there as I'm picking up, and actually I'm picking up the feline more so now that I'm talking about it in that we're on air. When we looked at it the first time, that's when I got more of the Nordic energy. So there's kind of two sides here, so to speak, where one's the sort of operating side is the Nordic. That's the side that people don't really see, where the front side is the feline, of course.
Well, she also says that she's Guinevere of King Arthur. There is definitely.
Guinevere's energy is hard to access.
Yeah. There's something there.
I'm not getting a no, but I'm not getting a yes either.
Exactly. There's something there. It's she's not entirely off. I don't. And the other guy she started with, Bill Ryan. It's on her main channel. That's that's King Arthur. We don't have to go on. Oh, anyway, we don't have to jump into
that. But actually, today is the first time I've heard of Project Camelot. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's probably better to get your point of view of it then.
Yeah. But the first thing I saw before reading the icon is more the Nordic side to her, which is why I say they're definitely sort of a neutral, sort of neutral positive. It depends on what you. There's sort of the critical agenda there, but it's not. Um, it's not easy to access what it is. But it's more I gather from it. It's not negative. It's just more the. It's something that they don't want interference with. There's some sort of secret knowledge there, of course. It may not be the most interesting kind of secret knowledge. It's secret nonetheless. Could be like, I don't know, financial statements or something. I had no idea. Bureaucratic or something that maybe not the juiciest secrets, but they're secrets nonetheless. But I don't get a negative feeling from it. I just get more like hey, this is just operating this way because it has to,
Yeah. Well, it's bringing in information. It's
Yeah. So I see mostly like that's kind of why I would consider it to be not most positive, but it's not negative either. There is a feline energy there to it. It's more that innocence there. It's more that charisma. It's not feline controlled, but it's using that feline energy for more the positive gain. It had a more the Nordic feel to it, to be honest. Maybe Palladian, but
the negative is there because you have to dive into subject matters.
What's that?
The negative is there for her to dive into certain subject matters.
Yeah, of course.
And so she kind of brings that energy towards her so she can explore it, something like that.
And that could be the one part that actually is sort of secret in a sense, the negative side. But it's just more than it has to be there kind of thing. I feel like there's sacrifices that she has to take to make things work.
There's definitely entities watching her, that's for sure. People.
Yeah, and that's why there are some sort of guardedness to it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting from the Palladian or Nordic energy is that kind of guarding it. Whereas the feline energy is more the more welcoming, open energy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Anything else about Carrie?
No, just I don't need to dive too deeply into that. It's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
No reason to, how about the holiday secrets?
Yeah, holiday secret society connections.
By Friday, Christmas.
Yeah, Black Friday and Christmas, of course. The shopping. That's what I'm curious to think. That's what I wanted to talk on myself. Is I'm curious if there's any extraterrestrial or secret society influences on that. Because of course, it's mind control or attempted mind control.
Yep.
Because I actually heard that this year, Black Friday was kind of a dud.
Huh.
There used to be large stampedes at the mall or at the grocery stores or department stores to get the newest TV in America.
Yeah. Really?
Well, yeah, you'd hear like, don't go out there on Black Friday because you get trampled on.
Yeah, our area is one of the places that got national news. People sleeping outside.
Yeah. So there's a lot of mind control about that too. Of course, it's like if you can get a group of people to come there to save, I don't know, half off of the TV or something. But they don't really need. It's more the luxury item. That's mind control.
Yep. Well, that's good.
What's that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's good that have like a turkey on, and some bizarre religion doesn't make any sense.
Turkey.
So what do you see? It's I've been feeling a lot of Anunnaki stuff, but I'm not sure if they're fully connected to. I don't know, whatever you get. Skull and Bones holiday.
I feel some Anunnaki there, mostly rogue Anunnaki. I'll be honest, I think it's more the small, like a particularly small group of people that are kind of taking. They usually try to take the piss out of the other people.
Feel monks.
It's kind of they I feel like it's more like a small group of business elites that
Yeah.
have some kind of magic that or they're trying to they're interested in
Yeah.
in driving people to the stores. Of course, so it's used by it's as far as the Narego or the Anaraki, it's mostly a few people, not the whole group
Hmm.
in general. Not even negative group as the whole in general, but just a small number of people who are. It's as far as the manipulations go, it's kind of like it's more the just, so to speak. It's not it's most out there. It's the most kind of public and noticeable one. So there's not a lot of resources going towards that because there's other ways you can influence people that are less noticeable.
Mm.
Uh, they say, oh, every holiday you go to your family and you got that one uncle or that one grandma who always have to get into politics or something, right?
Yep. Yep. It's all just some bullshit, basically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's all. That's one example of mind control. That's not just holiday stuff. That's 24/7. That's all the time.
Yeah. Sure.
Uh, that's if you listen to the radio, any politics radio out there, or mainstream media, mind control is just right in front of you. It's there every day. It's done all. Whereas this is kind of like a big joke. Every year,
Mhm.
a whole hordes of people rush to the store and trample over other people. But now this year they're saying that this is a lackluster year for a lot of malls on Black Friday. So a lot of the malls have been underperforming this Black Friday. And that's kind of the one way it's showing that, hey, some of this is starting to go away. A lot of this is the ridiculousness of mind control is starting to fail. And you can kind of see that this is one sign of it happening, that some of the control mechanisms are going away now. Because there's no longer a big rush for the stores, the big sales,
Mm.
or less, or slowly becoming less consumeristic in a sense. We
Yeah. I
kind of
feel.
we're starting to learn from our past.
Yeah. I feel monks, some kind of magic monks somewhere, just like a monks society or something like that. I got like years ago. I got my mom like a chant, the monk chant. She
Mm-hmm.
hated it. It sounded like, and I listened to it. I was like, dude, this is evil. It was like for the
Oh,
holidays. It's like
oh wow.
it's like some Catholic darkness or something. It was like innocent, but it was like Illuminati stuff all over it. So there's a lot of stuff in the monks that you know,
Yeah.
more like ancient Europe that we're not fully aware of, like a secret society. They're wearing
Well,
cloaks and stuff like
of
that.
course, it kind of went from the Middle East to Europe, and then to all around the world now. A tradition that kind of spread from the Catholic Church, and then that came from earlier religions, and it's a long heritage. It's a long heritage.
Yeah, it's been going on for.
Well, yeah, as
I
long
mean,
as
yeah, it's Santa Claus too, but it's always kind of been around in some shape or form.
oh yeah, I mean Santa Claus is kind of more of a
Commercial
it's more of a distraction, yeah, and it's more commercial, of course, but
distraction, yeah, to pull you in. Well, I mean, Coca-Cola got big on Santa,
yeah,
so
of
it showed
course.
their occult connection. They kind of made Santa Claus popular.
Well, to think about what the whole Christmas theme is, it's meant to you have this dark winter time, of course, at least in
Yeah,
the northern hemisphere. It's dark, it's dreary, it's cold, it's snowy, depressing. And then
hmm
you've got this festivity in the middle of the year, end of the year, I should say, middle of winter. Um, well, and um, it's supposed to be festive, and it's distraction from the rest of the cold
yeah,
weather, the gloom and doom of the winter.
yeah.
So that's what it is. You think about Coca-Cola, they used to have actual cocaine in
Yeah.
their drinks, right?
Yep.
So you think they're just trading one drug for another. What's Christmas but a drug? And other timely drug. It's not just the festive cheer, get us in the right mind thing that comes once a year. It's like a to hook us into this festive stuff. So it's one drug for another, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's mind control in a sense. It's
Oh yeah, no doubt. And you got video games too now. So you play video games in the holiday. And it's
mm-hmm.
snowing out. Oh, we can't go out. So many, even if it's nice outside, people don't go out because they're so busy addicted to video games. So anyway, I guess we can dive into that in the future.
Yeah. Um. So what's the next thing? Is oh, you did Black Friday and Extra Saturday. Okay.
Anything else on the holiday stuff?
Um. well, New Year's Eve is also coming up too. That's ways away, but
Yeah.
I guess you could look forward to 2020, of course. But actually, I kind of the impression I'm getting is, well, a long time ago, the year used to start March. If I'm, so technically, we're back 2 months. Because the year would start on March, and then now it starts on uh, January, February, March. So, and I feel like that's actually kind of the way it should be in a sense. A lot of the new energy that I'm feeling for 2020 is going to come in March and April.
Hmm.
I don't feel too much happening for January and February.
Interesting.
And that seems to be the whole theme I've noticed in the past too, for 2019 and 2018. It feels like January and February are always the most silent months. It's kind of the most
Kind of like
not as eventful. Yeah.
prepare months,
The what?
just prepare months. You're
Yeah.
kind of like the quiet, like the Sunday of
So
the year.
yeah, it feels like the real. It feels like the real New Year should be in March, at least energetically.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, it's like kind of like a Sunday for 2 months.
Yeah.
Not much going on. Yeah.
And yeah, that's the same thing too. Like, um, you know, they're all in practices. Most people go by Monday to Sunday instead of Sunday to Saturday.
Mm.
It's kind of like it's it used to be like Sunday to Saturday, but now it's reversed to be more like Monday to Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing going on there, but people actually use Monday to Sunday more often than they do Sunday to Saturday. So
Yeah. Makes sense. January and February feel like they're just kind of like we're
hmm
still settling into the year. We're kind of, you
yeah,
know,
the real New Year is in like March and April.
yeah, I can see that. Even for like
Yeah,
when movies come out, they put out their duds in January usually.
right.
Their good ones come in slowly in February, so it kind of shows it like mid-February, Valentine's Day, things start to pick up again,
Yeah,
sort of. It's kind of like
yeah,
getting it started. So yeah,
yeah. Usually after Valentine's Day, it's when energy starts to pick up.
yeah,
I'd
it's
say.
slow, the slow build up. So
Yeah,
with the new year, we're just kind of healing from the last year. We're healing and
yeah.
sober stuff like that. I guess something like that. I
But
don't know.
also, isn't like January and February the time that most people get kind of depressed uh,
Yeah.
as well?
Well,
It's kind of like sort
the
of
weather. Yeah.
the hard time. Yeah, yeah,
Well, right now is one of them.
it,
The
yeah,
holidays in general. But yeah,
yeah.
especially when
But like,
the weather starts to hit.
yeah, that particularly after the holidays, after New Year's Eve,
Yeah,
New Year's Day, I should say, because
that's true. Hmm.
you had all this stuff had come down, all the festivities, but the drug passing away. and now all you have is winter and that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, usually it's the winter months. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
gets colder here in January. I think maybe around December, maybe South things
Mhm.
together.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah, definitely the new year starts. It feels like it's a new year when you hit March.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's a different way of looking at it. Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for we close out?
Um. 1 minute. Uh, I feel like that's about 1 moment actually. Okay, I think I told it like actually the whole point of these winter months and energy coming in later in the year is more the as it is it's sort of cleansing out. It's giving us time to
Adjust.
adjust. But also sort of the like the whole reason we get depressed in the winter is also because it's kind of a time to go inwards, to reflect on the past year, to reflect on changes, um, and actually the best time for setting goals is not the new year because that's the time to start to rest. But actually, the best time would be in March to set your resolutions, March or
Yeah.
April, because
Yep.
that's when the actual new year energy comes, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
Because before then, it's more about um, it bringing things back into balance and back into focus, healing.
Mhm.
It's all going within. That's the point of winter. Is it's kind of going within. It's it's not meant to be the most fun time. It's just to go within and reflect on what's important. Rebalance, refocus, and prepare for the next year. It's
Okay. All right.
yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah.
All right.
Blessings,
We're good.
everyone.
Okay. All right. Blessings, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And should be if we're back to normal schedule.
Yeah,
As
hopefully,
for
yeah. um,
neutron, I don't know where neutron's gonna pop back in. We'll just have to see how he feels.
exactly.
So we survived this one. So all right, much love, everyone. Have a great
All right.
night.
Take care, everyone.